Hey everybody, this is David B69, and this is the end of May report. First thing we've got to do is we've got to get out of May. So it's advanced the next day. And of course, we have scouting assignments, but I do that off camera. You can see here we're 1.5 games above the Braves. We pretty much are putting the Mets, Marlins, and Nationals behind us. Let's look at the complete standings here. Like I said, we got when the Braves are just taking over the East. I mean, the only team that's offensively compatible is the Mets. But as I stated before, they've given up 259 yards, 259 runs, which is by far one of the worst in the division. I mean, it's like the Marlins and the Nationals are worse, but it's just like you would expect better from a Mets club, and they're just not it. So yeah, so that's why they have a losing record, and I don't expect anything from them this season. The surprise move is the Pirates are leading the division in the National League Central. Cardinals and the Brewers are right there, but we're on the precipice of sweeping the Brewers, so that's hurting their chances. And the Cubs are hanging out 2.5 games back. And even the lowly Reds are 6 games back, which is just basically in range if they can make a run. Um, so that's basically yet to be seen. We'll see what happens. The National League West, pretty much as expected. The Dodgers are basically taking over the division. Um, I mean, can have a little closeness in the front, but in the end, the Padres are not as good as you'd think. Um, it might maybe they'll make a run. I don't think so because they're 17 games back. The Giants are a good wild card team, but they're not a division winner. Um, Neither is the Diamondbacks. So it's basically probably going to be Atlanta, the Giants, and Diamondbacks that are going to come out of that. But we're still a ways away from that. You can see that just right now the Braves are firmly ahead in the wild card, and the Giants even have a nice, comfortable edge. And the Diamondbacks and the Cardinals are fighting for that last spot, which is just not the greatest. But honestly, if I were the Giants, I'd want to fall back and be in that third spot over being in that second spot because then you have to go to the Braves for the wild card games. I wouldn't want to do that, so we'll see what happens. In the American League, the Yankees they have a decent lead and everything, but everybody in this division is still in it. It's like when you're talking single digits and games behind, anything's possible for any of these teams. So, impressively, the Orioles are right there. The Red Sox are an improved team. They're right there. Tampa Bay's like right there in the hunt, and so are the Blue Jays. So, anything's possible here. In the Central, Tigers. This surprises me. I was not expecting to see the Tigers at the top of the division. Now, of course, the White Sox are just horrible. They're gonna be the bottom feeders of the division. And these are all in single digits, so anybody can win this division. But wow, I just was not expecting the Tigers to be on top. Maybe the Twins, maybe the Guardians, even the Royals are a little shocking to me. But the Tigers surprised me. In the West, the Rangers and the Mariners are tied for first in the division. That's a shock. The A's are playing better than I expected. I mean, they're below 500, but they're better. The Astros, like Racy, like falling down the wayside, and the Angels not having the greatest of seasons. So, yeah, but it's like in real life, the Angels are a lot better than they are right now. Record wise, so it's still a story to tell. In the wild card, the Rangers and the Mariners are comfortably sitting on top. Um, Basically, seeing who can get 1 and 2 in the wild card, while the Royals and the Orioles are pretty much fighting for that last spot, as well as the Red Sox, Twins, and the Guardians and the Rays. I mean, it's like they're all right there. It's going to be a long season. We're only 2 months through, so yeah, we still got a way to go. But yeah, it's good. It's good baseball. You can see the competitiveness that is going on here. So we could have some interesting trades when it comes to that. You can see what happened with our roster. Christian McGowan will have to bounce out. He had a rough month of May. This sucks. 5.1 ERA and 30 innings of work. That's just not good. Gene Cabrera struggled also during May, posting a 4.91 ERA over 22 innings while walking 7. You can't walk that many people, guy. Come on. Max Lazar had a good month of May, posting a 1.03 ERA over 26 innings while striking out 21. That's really good. Again, he's a relief pitcher, but I like to see improvements. That's good. Andrew Painter had a strong month in AAA, posting a 1.34 ERA, punching out 36 hitters over 40 innings pitched. He's basically making a call saying, I need to be in the majors. But not yet, Andrew. Not yet. You're basically on the precipice. I don't think you're there yet. But let's go through our roster. What I want to do is go through each position and see where we are, and see what we need to do. For right field, we got Nick Castellanos. He is having a decent month. I mean, but his power is going down against lefties, and his contact has gone down for lefties. I'm not sure why. He's hitting 295, and he's got 13 home runs. He's having a good season. So I'm really happy with that. Um, Overall, very well pleased with him. He has another year after this year left on his contract, and he's performing well under that contract. So I'm like really, really happy. Um, yeah, there's just nothing really wrong with what he's doing for the ball club. So I'm happy with him there. Um, and Cones, I mean, I expect a little bit better from him. I'd like to see him improving a little bit more. His contact and power are going up versus lefties. I do like to see that, but he needs to improve in so many other things. Because, like I said, he's only hitting 235. He has 5 triples. That is impressive. Um, yeah, it's really impressive. Yeah, but he's 24 years old. It's like if if Beansby and everything, if Castellanos goes down, I would be able to bring him up. But like I said, I'd like to see him improve a little bit more. Um, yeah, so that's what I like to see. Um, Mendez, he's only hitting 207. He is improving. I mean, you can see the overall is improving a little bit. In contact, power versus lefty, and vision, but contact versus lefties, unfortunately, is going down. I like to see that things improving, fielding, and I guess that's acceleration. I don't know. Accuracy, maybe. I don't know. Speed is going down. That's not a good thing. And got it finally got a hit in one game, but You can see he was over and a bunch of other ones with a lot of strikeouts. That's not good for you. Um, so, yeah, it's not good. Next, we have Troy Scheffler Jr. Again, he's another contact. He's another thing where his batting needs to improve. He's only hitting 162. Not seeing much goodness from him. This is not good. Jay Walton, he's actually is improving. You can see a lot of pluses here. That's a good thing. And he's basically in single A, so we don't see anything. But keeping him in single A, having him build up, he should be fine. Like to see that. And let's see. And you can see Spikerton also the same thing. He's improving. Um, yeah. So that's that. Now we got Buxton. Buxton, unfortunately, his contact versus left is going down, and his contact versus right going down. His powers are going up, which is good. Um, he's got to do a little bit better, just making more contact and getting more hits. Um, trying my best with him, and he's still going up, so that's always good. Um, but it's been a while since he's been able to get us any kind of major stat boost here. And he's got $14 million a year for multiple years. So, I mean, do I wind up turning him over and make another trade and basically see what I can do with him? But I think he can. I think he can improve. I think he'll be better. Um, but we're just going to have to keep an eye on it before it gets to the trade deadline. Um, Brandon Marsh, his stats are going up. Would like to see that. Um, now 79 overall. Um, his numbers are improving a little bit, but not as much as I'd like him to. He's kind of like he hasn't got a hit in the last 3 games he's participated in. Um, he's going to be arbitration eligible, so we might be able to keep him on the cheap, which is good. Rojas, unfortunately, his power versus left are the only statistics that are going up. So if you look at his overall numbers, it's not moving up. Um, where we'd really like to see that go up. He's just a home player, and yeah, he had that nice triple the other game, but we need to see more of that kind of stuff from him. So we like to see a little bit more from him. Now here's the interesting guy, Justin Crawford. You can see his contact versus left's going up. Um, contact versus right is down tremendously. I don't understand why that is, but we definitely got to look at that. He's in double A right now, and he's only hitting 218. He's got to get those numbers up. We need those numbers a little higher and stuff. I really wanted to bring him up to the majors this year. Um, but he's got to improve tremendously in order for me to do that. I can't do that at this stage with his numbers being the way they are. Like I said, hopefully he improves. We can with go with him and bring him up to the majors. But right now we can't. Dante Nori, you can see all of his things are going up, um, and that's a good thing. He's hitting 290 in double A. Um, he's performing well. My question is, yeah, they're basically they're sharing time, so Now, this is things that are not good. Marcus Lee Sang, he's going down in his overalls. That's not what we want to be seeing. Um, Hitting 261. Um, just not sure why he's going down the way he is, but he is. And it's just not a good overall thing for him. So he's 24 years old, and you don't want a 24-year-old going down. Byron Buxton. These are what's called our regular center fielders. So let's go to the next thing. What we have are left fielders. Okay. See here is power versus right is up. Contact versus right is up. Unfortunately, contact versus left is down. That's his vision and stuff is going down tremendously. Um, Speed, steal, and base running aggressiveness is down. And he's been improving, especially if you look at his recent games. Um, he's definitely doing a lot better. Um, there's just some games that he's not been great, but overall he's improving. He is a free agent after the year is over. Um, I I'm still on the fence of whether to keep him or not keep him. Um, so basically, just gonna have to make that decision. Mercado, another guy where he's going up, which is good. Just not in enough categories. His power versus righty are up. Discipline and contact, but speed is down. I mean, he does have MLB stats, but it's like not with us. So that's why he stays in the minors right now. But he's hitting 259 in the minors, and he's still going up. Maybe over time he could actually wind up being brought up, but that's all going to depend on injuries or if we wind up trading certain people. So overall, it's good. He's only an arbitration eligible player, so there's no reason we're not going to lose him or anything. Cal Stevenson, his power is going up with righties and lefties. Like to see that. That's a good thing. Durability's going up, discipline going up, speed's going down, which is fine. AAA, he's only hitting 241. We need those numbers to pop up. And you can see recent games, he's hitting the ball. So just not as much as I'd like it to. So Ethan Wilson, he's not going up or down. Um, you can see we need a little bit more from him. He's only hitting 227 in the minors and double A. You got to be able to do better in double A. In his last games and stuff, he get a home run in the last game. So got to do better. And unfortunately, he's just still stagnant, still saying the same. Um, Power versus left is slightly up, but he's only hitting 080 for the season this year. I mean, that part of that is that he's being a backup, but you got to earn your playing time, and he's not doing that. So that's not a good thing. Dylan Campbell, you can see his numbers or stats are going up, but overall still stagnant. He's only hitting 184 in double A. Not good. We need to improve that. Prado, is another player that's stagnant, and he's a even though he's right now in single A. I mean, you gotta do better. So shortstop got Trey Turner. Overall, his numbers are going up. His overall is going up. Everything is on the upswing. We like to see that. He's having a fine season with us. He is doing like exactly what we need him to do. Playing really good baseball. Um, Dominating at the top of the lineup. I mean, we got him through 2033, and life is good with Trey. So I'm liking him, and he's doing a great job. Rodolfo Castro, um, his contact versus lefties, major league level. I mean, contact and power versus left-handers, awesome. I would bring him up in an instant if he was just facing left-handers. It's like just not even an issue. Problem is versus righties, he's abhorrent, and most of the league is filled with right-handers. So, yeah. So in AAA this year, he's hitting 248. That's what we want to see from him. So hopefully he'll just steadily improve, and we'll be able to use him at some point. But as of right now, he needs to improve a little bit more in order to get a call up to be able to see him get some playing time. Because basically, I got Ethan Wilson and what's called to be able to do that. Now, this is the guy I'd like to see his stats go like really a lot better. Negatives on contact and on left-handed power, but right-handed power is going up. Vision's up. Discipline is not. I mean, a lot of other numbers are up. It's basically it's a head scratcher, and he's only hitting 195 in Double A, which I'll repeat again. You got to do better. So I'd like to see him do better, especially Verdugo. It's another player that I'd like to see better. He's basically just stagnant. Only hitting 242 in AAA. It's just not what I want to see. Robert Moore. Now, this is a guy that his numbers are slightly going up, but his overall's not. And he's only hitting 186, which is why. That's sad. Rincoin, he's a single A guy, and you can see his numbers are tremendously going up all across the board. And that's what I want to see for most people. So that's a good thing. Okay. Now, as we know, Bohm is injured with a fractured wrist. He's out for 1 to 2 months. So we've been basically subbing people in and doing whatever we can to make sure everything works. But look at those numbers are like way up, especially his power versus lefties, which is like really good. He was having a good season before he went hurt. I'm not looking at replacing him. I really just am not. He's doing a great job. And we just have to deal with this stuff with his things. And like you said, he's an arbitration eligible player. I'm not going to trade for somebody else to sub in when he's a strong player. I just don't see removing him for anybody. Unless somebody was thrown into my lap and that blew me away. Here's Weston Wilson. He's doing a decent job. I'd like to see his numbers move in the upward path, especially now that he's playing some games. He's hit a home run and he's hit a triple this year. but we need to see a little bit better from him, and we have. Honestly, it's like you can see his numbers over the last couple of games. He's at least going 1 for 3, and most of them he went over 3 against Atlanta here. But in most of the games that I'm asking him to perform in, he's doing a decent job. Um, he struggled at the beginning of the year, but recently he's doing fine. So I'd like to see that, and he's in a renewable contract at the age of 30. I mean, he's not eligible for free agency until he's 35, 36 years old, which is useless for him. Buddy Kennedy, his contact and power versus righty are going up. Gun versus lefty, not so much. Um, and he's on the upward trend. I'd like to see that, and I'd like to see him continue to improve. Um, AAA, he's only hitting 230, but 6 home runs. I mean, I'd just like to see that improve. He's 26 years old. We have time and room for improvement. Zach Arnold, another guy that's having his numbers like greatly improve with contact and power. So that is a great thing. And he's hitting 260. So keep on doing it in Double A, and basically maybe things are going to happen for him. We'll have to see. He still has only D overall potential, so it's hard to say what's going to happen with him. With that, got Otto Kemp, kind of like stagnant, which you don't like to see, and stuff. Got Brayson Stott. Brayson Stott is having a really, I think, a decent season. I mean, his numbers are going up, and his overall's going up. I mean, he's hitting 227. I like to see that average be a little higher, but his other numbers are fine. He has too many caught stealings, but that's more on me than him sometimes, so I really can't blame him for that. I'm trying to be aggressive on the base paths this year, since it seems like I'm able to get a little bit more stolen bases than before. Um, Mundo Sosa, his numbers are going up, and his overall is going up. Not hitting really extremely well, but he's a good, solid bench player, and that's basically all I can see him ever being, is a solid bench player. But like I said, his things are going up, and that's a good thing. Antigua. Overall, he's not going up, and he's only hitting 043 in AAA. That is extremely disappointing. He's only played 3 games this season, so it's kind of get over mad about it, but like, he's got to do better. Christian Aurora is everything is going on an upward trend with him, which is like really, really good. Very pleased with his overall numbers going up. Um, a call to the majors might be in his cards at some point. Like I said, he's playing well, and I like to see his numbers continue going up. So I like to see that he's going up, but he's the age of 29, so do I really want to do that? I might be looking at trading some of these guys that are on the upward trend, but at the higher age, and maybe I want to flip them for some younger guys and stuff that are on that upward trend. So it could be what I'm looking at doing. We got Cody Clemens, who just hit a home run in the last game. Um, Overall, is not doing great. He's hitting 214. Um, but he's playing part-time in relief football, and he's doing a decent job. So no complaints about him. Again, another 28-year-old that could be a possible flip at some point for some better minor leaguers. Farquhar is going up overall. Like to see it be a little bit better, but he's a D overall and 23 years old, so we'll see. Um, he's a double A. Grego, you can see a lot of his numbers are going up. Now he's way, way down still statistically for hitting and stuff, but fielding wise, he's good. But he's hitting 300. So you can see that his stats are steadily going to improve and just give him more and more opportunities and see what happens with him. So I'd like to see that. Here's Mr. King here. 97 overall right now. You can see his power versus right is a +6. It's incredible what he's been able to do. Yeah, everything except for his discipline. His discipline's going down. Speed, steal, and base running aggressiveness is going down. Hitting 301 this year with 24 home runs. It's great. He only needs 6 more home runs to beat last year's title total. That is crazy. I couldn't have expected that. So, and like I said, recent games, I mean, he's basically been a solid hitter. He's doing everything we're asking him. He has this contract ending in 2031. Um, and basically, there's no reason to do anything with him because he's great. So, Carson Taylor, he's kind of like on that. I'm not doing anything strong. I'm not doing anything weak. So I'd like to see his overalls and stuff go up, but it hasn't really. Not enough of them anyway. So he might be a guy that gets flipped for a younger guy that has a higher potential. Kroon, another guy, he's only hitting 134. And you can see he's a red downward spiral. That's not a good thing. Perez for double A, look at those pluses. You love to see a player that can have that kind of upward trend. At 21 years old, he's hitting 281 in the minors with 4 home runs. He is on an upward path, and that is a good thing, but he's still got a ways to go. So, as much as I'm excited for him, he needs time. Ricketts, yeah, single A guy. There's just not much I can say about him because he's only slightly going up, and he's a 49 overall. So, catcher wise, unfortunately, Real Moto is on a downward track with overall. His contact versus righties and his power versus righties are down. His contact versus lefties up. Thankfully, his power is not down. And his vision and discipline is down tremendously, actually. So, thankfully, his defensive numbers aren't getting moved at all. He's doing fine there. He's having an okay season. I mean, he had 266 last year. He has 258 right now. It's been flexing up and down. He's only got 3 home runs this year for us. I mean, I like to see that get improved. But yeah, it's basically unfortunate for him that this is the end of his contract, and I don't see renewing it. I don't see doing anything unless I can get him on the cheap. Um, and I don't know if he'll accept that. So, Marchand, his numbers are going up. Fortunately, not a lot of them aren't his batting numbers, and he's only hitting 167 up here, but he had to come to the big leagues this year. We had no choice. Garrett Stubbs, his power numbers are a little bit up, but and it's like what's called his fielding is going up, so that's a good thing. Only hitting 220 in the minors, that's just never a good thing. And he has an excellent pop time. Rue, unfortunately, isn't he's not climbing high enough at all. Now Tate, double A, he is on the upward trend, and we like to see all the things that he's doing. Why is he in single A? But you can see that everything is growing. He's a 61 and growing. Distant is a 59 overall, and his contact versus lefty and discipline is down, which is sad. McIntosh only hitting 226, but his recent games are not that bad, but overall numbers are not going up, so it's not a good thing. Our closers, you can see the attributes of our closer here. Look at him. He's an 84 and going upward, just 27 years old. He was a great pickup. Yeah, like very happy overall with him. He has a 2.33 ERA, and it's improving. I mean, he's been great, except over the last 10 games, only a 96 ERA. It's awesome. And he's going to be an arbitration eligible player. The only unfortunate part about that is he's going to cost us a lot of money. But like I said, it's arbitration eligible, so we'll have to see what we can do. Romano, his numbers are good. I mean, I'm very happy as how he's doing. I'm getting used to pitching with him, and he is doing a fine job. And he's going to be a free agent, but with the pickup of the other guy, I can probably let him go because he's 31. So it just makes sense to get rid of him. Cunell, he's basically stagnant. And he has a 1.59 ERA in AAA, which is good. Doing his closing job. Garnett, Double A. Unfortunately, he has a 4.55 ERA. Gotta improve on that. So, Matt Strom, you can see he's going on the upward trend. At 33 years old, and you're on the upward trend. That's a great thing to see. 0.86 ERA. You can see his recent games. He's just dominating. He's going to be a free agent after this year, and he might be one that we'll be letting go to free agency. I mean, there's just not much I can do about it at this stage. Kirkring, his numbers are going up. He's on the upward trend. That's a good thing. And we need to see more of that. So, very happy with him right there. I'm going to change my batteries. I mean, like I said, overall, he's doing a fine job. Recent games, I mean, he let up one run, a home run in one game, but overall, he's been doing fine. Everything is improving, and he's an automatic renewal, so he's not going to cost me much money for next season. Alvarado, his numbers are going up. I'd like to see that because we were kind of worried about him for a while. But he has a 3.22 ERA this year. Recent games, doing fine. He just had one bad game in Cleveland early in the month of May. and he has another year left on his contract. So we'll be fine. Joe Ross, his numbers are going up as well. Like to see this, and I love this guy because he has so many different pitches. I like using him in a lot of situations because of that, and he has a 2.08 ERA with us. So he's doing a solid job with our club. Um, like despite giving up a home run in his last game against the A's, he is doing a good job, and he only has a $4 million contract at the age of 31. It's fine with me. Um, Tanner Banks, kind of like stuck in limbo, but I do like him. He is 33, so he is kind of aging, but his 1.17 ERA makes me happy. Um, he has an arbitration eligible contract, so he is not going to cost me, hopefully, not that much money with those arbitration rulings. So we'll see what happens there. Um, Chris Matt, um, he's not going up, and he only has a 2.41 ERA. Um, McMillan, 2.42 ERA, but unfortunately, like I said, his overall stats aren't going up. Today where you use overalls, everything is going up. Everything is in a positive direction. Um, so pretty happy with that. And he has a 1.8 ERA. So he's with the Iron Pigs right now. I mean, he could probably be possibly moved up and then sometime soon. Like I said, he's 30, and I might want to flip one of his things because, like I said, he's an arbitration eligible player. So he might be a guy that's worthy to keep and to move somebody else. Duniga also basically doing a good job in AAA, and he has a 2.45 ERA, and he has some great pitches, and he's doing a good job. I mean, he's going to be a free agent after the year. So he might be a guy that I bring up because of his contract situation. Griff McGarry, his numbers are on a positive upswing. You can see that ERA, which I like to see. He had a bad game and everything and stuff in Buffalo, but overall, his numbers have been good. So he's on a positive upward trend. Um, Bechtold is basically just meh. He's not done. He's not getting enough time to boost his stats, but he's not doing anything bad. He's not doing anything good either. Um, Interestingly enough, he's a two-way player. He can play first, second, or third as well. So that's kind of interesting with him. You can see his other attributes are slowly going up as well. So it's kind of interesting that we have a two-way player. I didn't even know we had one. So to us. Again, he's another player that is not, I mean, he has a nice stats, but he was a major league player, but he's not growing, and so it's like one of those unfortunate things that probably not going to be useful for us. Lazar, he's going on the upward trend. We like to see that. He's at 2.08 ERA in the minors, so he's a renewable contract at 25 years old. So see what happens with him. Masser, upward trend, 3.06. but his overall is not upward. Poto, he's kind of like a stuck in limbo kind of guy, but has a 3.26 ERA. Another upward guy, Mihaya, 53 overall, upward trend, but has a 9 ERA. Yeah, he had a bad relief appearance where he gave up a run, then 3 hits. That's kind of unfortunate. Devin Sweet, he is on a downward trend, and that's just not good. He has a 3.2 ERA, but like I said, downward trend is never a good thing. Vespi on an upward trend, 52 overall. I believe he's in A ball. So I probably want to move him to other level or something. Skiro, relief pitcher, upward trend. Alvarez, stagnant. Osterberg, stagnant. Calderon, he's going up, which is good, but like I said, he's very low at 41. So now we go with our starters. We all know Wheeler. I mean, he's just dominating. 1.74 ERA, 100 strikeouts. He's having a great, great year. And yes, he got the loss in the last game, but I generally blame me for them, not him. He has a $42 million contract per year, and his overall is still going up. Joe Ryan, another guy that was a great trade. I'm very happy with this trade because he was a throw-in in the trade, and he is totally dominating for me, and I'm like so excited about it. So Ranger, upward trend. He's an 84 overall now, 3.33 ERA. He had some rough starts in the beginning, but he's getting better and better as we go. Basically, you can see for the month of May, pretty much, he has a 3.06 ERA. So he's on the upward trend. He is a free agent, so he is somebody that we are steadily looking at. Nola, upward trend, 83 overall and growing. 94 strikeouts, 3.52 ERA. Yeah, you can see his growing contract that grows to 2030, so he's going to be with us for a long time. Luzardo, another guy on the upward trend, 27-year-old, 3.21 ERA. You can see his last games have been like really solid. He can only go around 6 innings, and that's like one game he went 8 innings, but he's doing really, really well. And he's arbitration eligible at the end of the year, so hopefully he won't punish us too much with that. Andrew Painter, I'm sorry, not Alex, is a 69 overall, and it's growing. This is great. He has a 1.6 ERA, and he's only 21 years old. The only thing is how am I going to get him up to the majors? It's not if he's going to the majors, it's how and who am I subbing him with? That's the question. Tyler Phillips, he's done a good job at long relief for us. He has a 4.33 ERA, but it's mostly been in scrub and in some like random start games. I mean, it's like I had him start against, I think, St. Louis, and he gave up the 3 runs there. Tampa Bay, it's like scrubbing appearance. He gave up 5 runs, but he's been doing a fine job for us. But it's unfortunate his numbers are stagnant, but he's doing a fine job. McAble, his numbers are going up. He's a 66 overall with a 3.9 ERA. He's going to have to work on some things still before he can get brought up. Rangel, I mean, he's going up. But unfortunately, he has a shoulder tear. Um, so it's going to hamper his long-term pitching with us. And he is a free agent after this season, which is just unfortunate for him. Kyle Tyler, he's on an upward trend, 66 overall. And you can see he has a 2.06 ERA. But in the minors and in the majors and stuff, he basically has pitched before in the majors. So maybe he can make his way back. I'm not sure. We'd have to have some serious injury problems for him to come back up. That's Johnson, another guy that's growing in our minors. It's like 65 overall. And it's a 1.65 ERA as a starting pitcher, which is tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. Chase, the overall is going up. Double A. Have 4.88 ERA. He's got to improve, but that's just takes time. McFarland, he's on an upward path as well. And yeah, you can see his stats and stuff. 2.8, that's 6.3 or 8.3. I can't read. Eyes get worn out. McGowan, 64, going upward trend. 3.97 ERA. Barbosa, upward trend, 63. Unfortunately, a 5.79 ERA, which just tells me he needs more work down here. It's all good. Gabrina, unfortunately, is not on an upward or downward trend. You just hate to see that. Ricardo, upward trend, like that. 1.69 ERA. Like I said again, when you're a starter and you have 1.69 ERA, we're generally happy. Mayer, 61, upward trend, 3.05. So, overall, very happy. To look at Christopher Sanchez, who we traded away. He's 83, and he's on, like I said, upward trend. So his ERA is 3.6 now. And you can see his last game. His last game, he threw 8 innings and let up 1 run, which was a home run, and struck out 10. But he's had some bad games as well. I mean, you can see against Kansas City, got roughed up a little bit, only pitched 5 innings. Milwaukee shut him down for 8 innings and only threw 3 hits. So it's like you can see, he's like has great games, has bad games. So basically, he's got a way to go. But like I said, he's got his contract all the way to 2028. I don't know if did they wind up re-signing him at some point, because I don't remember him having that long term of a contract with us. No. Okay. Now the league leaders. Batting average. Hits. Got Harper up there. At bats. It's kind of useless stat. Doubles. Triples. And home runs. RBIs. Runs. Stolen bases. Bases on balls. On base percentage. Slugging percentage. OPS. Wins. Losses. Saves. ERA. Home runs allowed. And shutouts. And strikeouts. And complete games. Innings pitched. Walks allowed. Which you can see, it's like one of the things that when I'm pitching, I don't let up as many walks as typical pitcher sims and stuff do, which is also going to help the whip. But look at the WAR. 4 of our starting pitchers are top on WAR. That's excellent. Batting WAR, we only have Harper up there up top. So, anyways, yeah, we'll just quickly go through the American League stats. Not going to point out anybody individually because we just generally don't have the time to go through it. You can feel free to pause to see any of these numbers that you need to see. So there you go. So until next time, this is David B69. I'm out. Have a great day, everybody. Peace. See you in June.